Hi everybody, this is Old Man Minecrafting and thank you for joining for another SlimeFun tutorial. Hopefully we'll learn something together and let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make gravel. I already have some gravel. These output chests that I have here, we don't have access to make those yet because we need lead. Let's look at the recipe there for that really quickly. Whoops. Our output chest requires lead ingots, but we don't have lead ingots yet. So we're going to make these as soon as we can because an output chest is not just a normal chest. The output chest actually receives things. The output chest actually receives things from the SlimeFun machine. So as it comes out of you don't need a hopper or anything like that. As it comes out of the machine, it's going to go straight into the output chest. Unfortunately, right now, we don't have the lead to make that. We haven't learned how to make that yet. So we're going to do, I'm going to use my chest. Otherwise, it just makes a mess and makes it difficult. But this is a really simple machine to use. There's already cobble in there. I'm just going to click on this fence post. And you can hear it clicking. It creates a little bit of lag there. It creates gravel. So we've created a little bit of gravel here. I'm going to throw my cobble back into here. It'll fill up my dispenser. But right now we're just creating some more gravel. So that's the grindstone. That's the basic use of the grindstone. Now we're going to take this gravel and we're going to actually make it somewhat useful. So we're going to come over here. This is our, I think it's called a gold pan. What is it? Our panning machine. So we're going to use our panning machine and we're going to click this trapdoor. You can hear the gravel going in, and in a second, so that takes a second to process, but when it starts dinging, that's when it starts kicking out, as I said before, sifted ore, clay balls, flint, and iron nuggets. And it does that pretty much straight across the board. You usually get pretty close to the same amount. I've used sifted ore, so these numbers don't match up. But for the most part, you're getting about 25% chance of each one. So I'm just going to use my gravel again really quickly. Clicking on this. Again, I'm using an output chest for the collection. But right now we're making sifted ore so that we can create some ingots. So I'm going to put my gravel back in here, making a little bit more. Okay, so now we're going to take a stack. We've got a stack and 51 sifted ore. So this one I don't have my output chest. So I'm going to take in my dispenser. I'm going to put sifted ore up here. And I'm just going to use this machine, I'm just going to click on the fence post. So when I click on the fence post, it's taking that sifted ore. My server's lagging a little bit right now. Okay, and then this chest filled up really quickly, and that's why you always want to use the output chest as quickly as possible, because right now we've gummed up this whole thing. I've gotten some gold dust, some stone chunks, aluminum dust, iron dust, silver dust, tin dust, and lead dust. So we've created those dusts, and the dusts are what we're going to need to create things in SlimeFun. So I'm going to put my output chest here. And again, it doesn't need a hopper or anything like that. It just needs to be the dispenser facing into the chest. So I'm going to click here. This is annoying. It takes a little while, but it goes fairly quickly as far as just a manual. I'm just holding my right click. Okay, so I've created some dusts up here and a lot of stone chunks. The stone chunks are useful later on, but right now they're just going to sit here in my chest. Oops. I've got 11 more sifted ore. I might as well go ahead and just use it. Okay, so I've used all of my sifted ore up. And now I've got all of these dusts. So these dusts, there's 9 different dusts that we'll be using. that can be turned into ingots. So this is how we get started in SlimeFun, is we collect all of these dusts. Magnesium's not called dust, but it's the same idea. So we've got all of these dusts, and then we're going to use it to craft our next items. So that's the basic production to get started. I'll show you now. Let's take, what did we need? We needed lead. So I'm going to take some lead over, and we're going to throw some lead into this dispenser. Okay, so this is our smelter. This is the smelter. This is the one that required some flint and steel. So we're going to make our fire underneath it. I already have the ignition chamber behind, so the fire is going to keep going. I also have an output chest here for the things that I've already made. So I have my output chest. I've got my fire underneath it, and now I'm just going to click on this fence post. And I'm going to create some lead ingots. It's actually 1-to-1, so okay. It's actually 1-to-1, so I put 52 lead dusts in there, and I got 52 lead ingots. And at this point, we'll be able to make our output chests for you guys, and then it'll speed up your production, but also it'll just make things just a little bit easier as far as going forward. So that's the basics of a little production facility. How I'm getting my dusts. We'll go into what we're making with the dusts, but for now, we know how to make ingots. We know how to make gravel, which we need. We know how to make the sifted ore, and then we know how to make the dust. So it's a simple 3-step process. Put cobble in, gravel out, gravel into the next machine, sifted ore out, sifted ore in, and then we get the dusts that we're needing, and also a stone chunk byproduct. But we're trying to build up our dust deposits, the amount of dust that we have, and using some gravel to do that and some cobble to do that is a great way to get started. So here's me in my production facility. That's how you get started on production, making our dust. And then the next video, we'll get into ingots, some of the things that we can make with the ingots, and where to go from here. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you did, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.